Hey,
Hi,
long time no see.
I know. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So, hello everyone. It's Friday, our usual time. Thanks for joining our cookie lunch break. Mar is on a break this week. She's actually enjoying some cold weather in Quebec City. I think it's like super cold there.
hmm
So let's just see who is joining us. Hi, Kathy, Heather. How is everyone? 53 degrees. Whew, nice.
That's warm.
Eileen. Hello, Victoria from Colorado. Maria. Hi, June. Hi, Anne. Hi, Sally.
Hi.
Debbie. Hi, Joseph. How are you? Sandra is here as well. So, hi, Jeremy, Victoria. So today what are we doing, Ems?
Yeah, so Hannah, if you can bring up that image
I'm
of
trying
to
okay, yes.
tell everybody what we're doing today. So Hannah and I are joining bakers from around the world to help support Ukraine and hopefully try to raise some funds for the charities that are doing work over there. So I think we're both working on sunflowers today. Is that?
Yes, I'm doing sunflowers as well. So you guys can check out these accounts on Instagram and see how you can support the cause.
Yeah. So
Okay, so I don't see your camera here, so
yeah, I got to switch it. So my face has to
okay.
go and then.
All right, so your face will be gone. Okay, so I'll be okay. All right, great. So let's do it. So do you want to start?
Let me see.
Awesome. Oh, look at these. How pretty.
Okay, so yeah, some pretty sunflowers. I'm going to do the wet on wet technique today. And somebody in my Patreon yesterday had asked me about piping curved lines with tipless bags. And I feel like you are probably more like the better person to answer these questions.
Curved lines? What do you mean curved
Yeah,
lines?
so I mean I think that what she meant was just maybe keep, controlling the icing when it's in a
Controlling
typical
the
way.
icing? Well, I would say when you're doing wet on wet, and you want to have better control, I think it's crucial to have small opening on the bag
Yeah.
because that way your less icing is coming out, and you kind of even have not significantly more time, but you have more control than having a large opening. So because when you're doing wet on wet, remember icing is going to sink in, so it's going to expand. So if you want like a fine line, um, and obviously practice makes
Yeah.
perfect. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to practice on a cookie, you have lots of, what are they called? The practice cookies?
Yeah, it's called not a cookie.
Not a cookie. You can use those or even a parchment. You can just flood a large section or small section, depending on how fast you are with some flat icing and practice some lines. But like I think like consistency also matters, and small piping bag,
Yeah.
small opening, and also don't use a whole lot of icing in your bag. So
Right.
if you
Right.
have a big bag, like full of 2 cups of icing, that's going to make it harder for you to have some control.
So I'm using all tipless bags today, and this icing has been sitting here for a while, so I don't know if you can see, but it has
Oh
separated.
yeah, so you gotta massage it like I
Yeah,
always
so we
do.
have to just massage the bag a little bit before we
So
start.
do you have any of the things you're using in your coffee shop?
No, I didn't do anything in there today.
Okay,
It's just
all
the,
right.
the usual royal icing, chef master food coloring, scribe tool, tipless bags. That's about it.
No, there are actually practice. Yes, you can. There are actually it's a practice cookie. I don't know if Amber has it on hand, but it's called
Yes.
not a cookie. It's like it's plastic, right?
Yep, it's a
Yeah.
plastic round
It's a
fake
round
cookie.
plastic cookie. Yes. So what's the consistency you using?
This is flood consistency, about 15-second count.
And what's the color that you use to color this?
This is Chef Master Royal Blue, just straight out of the bottle.
So okay, we have a couple questions. I'm just going to quickly bring this up. So you can check out, these are accounts on Instagram: Corinne's Cakes, My Kitchen Area, Sasha's Cakes Chicago. They have different they're running different fundraisers there, so you can check out their accounts on Instagram. And I'm going to bring this up at the end of the live as well, so those of you who are joining later can, those of you who will join later can also have a look at where they can support. Okay, there. Sorry. And today I'm here with Amber. Amber is decorating. She is decorating, but we can't see her beautiful face.
Yeah.
And Marlon is taking a little break. It's, I think her kids are on a school break, so she's taking a week off to spend time with her family. Byron, of course we remember you. You are the most prolific commenter ever.
Yes.
We love it.
Every week, the first to comment on my YouTube videos. So
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Oh, they are spelled nada cookie. So this is a nada cookie. This is a cookie
Yes.
that you cannot eat, which I guess is going to save you some big bucks on getting new genes if you keep eating all the practice cookies.
Yeah.
That's probably not a good idea.
And it saves time because you don't have to bake.
Yes, exactly. Hello, everyone who is joining us now. Thanks for coming.
Okay, so now I'm going to immediately pipe the sunflowers while that blue icing is still wet. And I'm going to start in the middle.
And what is this straight from a bottle yellow, lemon yellow?
This is lemon yellow mixed with a little bit of sunset orange.
Nice, to give it a bit, to mute it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're piping essentially a dot and then you're dragging it into a point.
That's right. Yeah. And I should have I have a heater going in here. I should have turned it off because that's going to make my icing crust over a little bit faster.
So yeah, guys, if you are experiencing crusting issues, ambient temperature or heat can cause your icing to crust quicker. Oh, hi, Annie. I miss, it's so sweet. I miss Bucks County. We loved it there.
Oh.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The blue is matching my shirt. So how do you make a cookie? So do you have a recipe somewhere?
Yeah, the chocolate recipe I'm using now is on my blog. Okay. It's in the blog post where I made those latte cookies a few years ago. So if you just search, if you go to SweetAmbs.com and then look for, and then look for chocolate cookie recipe, you'll find it.
Annie bought your cookie recipe and she says it's goodness, so delicious.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's the orange cardamom cookie recipe.
Jeremy said if he started using nada cookies, his wife would divorce him and my kids.
Oh, sorry. I'll be back in a second. There we are.
Oh, Karen says, I love it. So my nada cookie is my hobby. That's that's the way to go, right? Yes. Awesome, Olga. So Victoria is asking, with a chocolate-based cookie, do you still use vanilla-flavored icing, or what is your go-to icing flavor for chocolate cookies?
I still use vanilla. What about you?
Well, with chocolate, I do. I mean, I know this is Nobody's going to back me up on this. I love lemon and chocolate.
Yeah, I thought you would say lemon.
I love lemon and chocolate, but you guys, you can flavor your icing. If you're doing chocolate cookies, you can even add, and I did this, a little bit of cinnamon to your icing if you want to experience. You can also add, and I've done this many times, dissolve some good quality espresso powder and use coffee flavored icing. Although with the espresso, because of the dark brown color, it's going to also color your icing brown. I also like orange flavored. However, it's sometimes hard to find orange flavoring or extract that is not oil based. So I would make sure that you use icing that is flavoring that is water based or alcohol based. But orange is also nice with chocolate.
Okay, so this is just the first part. And then the next thing really like brings them to life, which I'll show you.
Okay, can't wait. So did you, okay, what are we doing?
So I can put this aside because this has to dry. I just had to take a sip of tea. Okay. So this one has been dry. It's better to let it dry overnight if you can. This one's been drying for a few hours, so it's dry enough.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be painting
Jeremy,
with...
it's perfectly fine. I'm not doing cookies, by the way. I'm doing something completely different.
Oh.
What are these?
This is Sunset Orange food coloring, and this is Wilton Color Dust. So I'm going to be painting with these two.
So it's brown petal dust. So that's kind of matte, right? It's not shiny.
Yeah, it's matte. And if you've ever tried to paint with brown food coloring, have you tried?
With brown food coloring? No, I have not tried painting with brown food coloring.
If you use the gel, it just doesn't, it turns green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is where
brown food coloring takes, the brown food coloring, when you're trying to paint with it, it turns green?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's only certain brands, but everyone I've tried just turns green.
So what did you do here? So let me see. Okay.
I just added a little vodka to it.
Sorry. I finally figured out how to make you bigger.
Oh.
Okay, so this is, so you added powder, and then what did you add to your palette?
Vodka. So I'm using that because it evaporates really quickly so that it won't dissolve your icing as you're painting. So I'm going to start
with icing on chocolate would be also nice, and it's yes, that's a nice idea.
Oh yeah.
Good. So do you do meringues? Yes, we both do meringues. And
yeah.
Your recipe on her blog, and I've done like tons and tons of meringues.
Yep.
Meringue is my favorite thing ever. I love meringue.
Me too. All right, so I'm just putting a little orange.
Okay, let me see. Maybe this is. Oops, sorry. This is maybe a little bit. So
yeah, it's a little closer.
So yeah, it's a little close. It's a close up. Not that I need to be in the spotlight, but.
Just around.
Almond also, that's a good idea. Heather, almond and chocolate is also a good.
Oh yeah.
Sally's loving it.
So this just adds some depth to it.
Oh yes, Maria.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yes. And I have a recipe for fresh strawberry icing on my blog.
Nice.
So now you're doing basically, you're going around the edge of the center.
That's right.
Okay. And this is with the orange.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does bring them to life. Now, what if they didn't have? What if could they use food marker?
I think you could. Yeah. I mean, it's a little more difficult to get like a very light kind of delicate, you know. But you could use that.
Angie says hello.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you, Jeremy. Oh, banana cookies. I don't think you can do, I tried doing banana cutout cookies, and it didn't really work. Although I bought banana extract, but it's very hard to find good quality extract. So I think you could, I don't know.
What about freeze-dried bananas in the dough?
Yeah,
Because then you don't get the moisture.
but I'd rather eat those.
Yeah,
I'm really partial to freeze-dried fruit.
me too. I love
Very
it.
difficult. I had bought like bags and bags of like raspberry and strawberry that I was gonna pulverize it and put it in the cookie dough. Forget it. I'm eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Have you guys tried it? Oh, actually, Joanne suggested that. Have you tried freeze-dried strawberries method in chocolate? Oh, that would be nice. Even in the chocolate, yes, little bits.
So
Hello,
now
Mrs. Eagle.
Oh, hi, Grandma. So now I'm taking the brown, the brown dust mixed with vodka and just putting it around just the edge of the brown center.
So this is okay. So first she did with orange, expanding to the yellow petals, and now you're just going around the perimeter, right?
Right.
Kind of enhancing the center. Mint would be also nice. I like that idea. Is there a mint extract?
Yeah.
There is, right?
Yeah.
Yes, all guys loving it. It adds dimension.
Thank you.
Yes, this is today's theme. Oh, yes, you do have strawberry cookie recipe. Where is that? Is that on your blog or is
It's
it
on Patreon.
on Patreon? So
Yeah.
Patreon, folks, it's a subscription. Let me see if we have Patreon here. Oh, here we go. So this is where you can find. So this is coffee. You can check out Amber on Coffee, where she has lots of templates and recipes, or Instagram for inspiration, and Patreon. That's the subscription site where you guys can find her recipe. Let's see. Ooh, guys, now I'm like starving.
Wow, so many great ideas.
I haven't eaten. I love orange and cranberries. Oh, nice. Everybody's loving it. Very nice.
Thank you. Okay, and then I'll just take that same yellow icing that I used for the flower petals and I'll just do a dot border around the edge.
And what's the consistency on this?
This is still flood, so 15 to 20 second count. So that's why I'm putting them so far apart from each other. Because if they were touching, then they would just become one big blob of icing.
Yes. Jeremy, I urge anyone, please, if you haven't tried good lemon ice cream and chocolate ice cream, please try it. You will be surprised. And maybe you'll discover something you love.
Yeah.
So I love chocolate and lemon. It's my dad's favorite combination for ice cream. He would always get, and my husband, he that's the only ice cream he gets, chocolate and lemon. More lemon than chocolate.
I don't think I've ever tried it.
But not like lemon sorbet. That's water. I mean, it's very hard to find chocolate lemon ice cream.
So that's all. I'll put my face
This
back.
is good. So do you? So Sally has a good. So let me. Okay. Okay. I find your skill to organize the flowers in a space while simply piping them pretty amazing. It is something I struggle with. Okay, awesome, Sally. I'm great. So do you plan it ahead, or how do you, or do you? I saw you started in the center, so then
Yeah.
you start in the center, and then you
And then work your way out.
line, and then you stagger them,
Mhm.
right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now I'm going to bring up my little
Okay.
camera then here. So, okay, let me back up a little bit. Obviously, this is too close. All right, guys. So today I decided to do something different. I don't work with fondant that often, but I wanted to do some flowers made with fondant. And since I just released a new blog post, well, it's not really new. It's updated. So it's a blog post where I show and share how to make marshmallow fondant using marshmallows. Okay. And I have in the blog post there are three different. It's the same process, but the recipes are for regular batch, small batch, and mini batch. So if you just need like little bit, you can use small batch. Okay. But it's not a cookie. I'm not doing a cookie, so I don't know if I have to get. I think I might have to get glycerin to get this going. Because this fondant, I added Tylose powder to make it dry faster. Now, if you're making if you're making flowers, I would recommend using gum paste. Okay. So now I'm using, this is a Wilton silicone, if I can get this. And I have rolling guides on there. Have you used marshmallow fondant before?
No, I haven't.
No? It's really yummy.
Yeah, it sounds really
That's
good.
the only fondant that I actually ever used on cakes.
What's Tylose powder?
Tylose powder. Okay, so look on my blog. On my blog, you can find all the details about Tylose powder. They also call it CMS. It's it's a powder that you can use to speed up the drying process. There are different products you can use, and I talk about them on the blog. So let me just grab my blog. Or do you want to do it, Rams?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want me to find that one?
Fondant. This marshmallow. I'm sorry.
Should I find that post, or do you?
No. Just the blog. It's here. It's somewhere. I have the link to my blog.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put it in the comments.
What else would you use Tylose powder for? I don't know. I've never used. Oh well, you can use it to make edible glue. You use Tylose powder and you add water and you let it sit like overnight, and it kind of becomes this concoction, and you can use it to glue things. All right. So now I have 3 cutters. Let me bring this up.
Jeremy.
So I have plunger cutters, but because I don't want to. Oh my goodness! It's flying everywhere. So, and I created also, I have suppliers, guys. So it's in my coffee shop.
Okay. Yeah, and the
No,
shop is
not really. Well, I guess dry fondant can last for a long time, but I don't really, honestly, like anyone who works with fondant more, can you maybe, how long do royal icing fondant decorations last? I mean, I think they last for a pretty long time, but I don't know if it's like royal icing, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it would last quite as long.
Years. I mean, royal icing transfers, they can last for years.
Yeah.
I'm not. Okay, so these are the plunger cutters. They come in different sizes. You can also find different shapes like snowflakes and stuff. I'm gonna be using the smallest one, and this is how it works. I'm not too worried about the design being transferred. I just want these to be cut out nicely. So you have to kind of shift it a little bit to get a smooth. Hopefully, it will come out smooth like I want. Okay.
Thank you, Heather.
And I'm going to make the flower. I need to do 3 of these. I'm going to stack them. But before we do that, we'll shape them. Now, with the addition of Tylose powder, in fondant. As I said, it decreases the drying time. So it's important to cover your fondant if it's exposed. And there are a lot of different tools you can use. If you don't have either of those, you can just use, this is just a Ziploc bag that I cut so I can place my decorations here and then cover it so it's not exposed to air, so it's not going to dry.
Charlotte, yes, this is
Yes,
marshmallow
this is
fondant.
marshmallow fondant. I have a recipe on the blog. If you haven't tried it before, I have a recipe for small batch, mini batch, and also regular batch. It's called Tylose powder.
And we
And
have an answer
I
for
have it
the.
listed in my. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh, that is true. Yes. Gum-based powders will last for years. That is true. Yes. Thank you, Shauna. Yes, that is true. That is absolutely true because I've seen cake decorators having, and I actually had roses from Christina cupcakes that she made from gum based
Oh, lucky you.
for many, many years. So now I'm going to prevent this from drying out. Also, you can use a little bit of Crisco that I also have, or some kind of vegetable shortening, and you just want to coat this because once you add Tylose powder, like I said, it's going to dry quicker. So you want to make sure that you coat it well, and then I'm using food wrap, okay, and then put it in a Ziploc bag. All right.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye. All right, so now I'm going to just put this here. And I'm going to use, there are a number of different tools you can use. I have this ball tool, and I'm just going to flatten each. Let me zoom. Each petal. Oops. It's a bit stiffer. Let me just cover this up because it's going to get super stiff, I think. Now the ratio you want to use, or what I found, it's 1 tablespoon per half pound of fondant. Now you can use less, obviously, if you don't want them to be too hard, your decorations. So I'm basically just flattening these a little bit so they're not so thick. And then with this tool, I'm going to make crease. I don't know if you can see. Can you see?
Yes, yes.
I'm not going all the way to the end. I'm just starting in the middle and I'm bringing it in.
I've never made it either, Sally. I think that I am also intimidated by it.
By what?
Making homemade fondant, marshmallow fondant.
Oh, no way. It's super easy. I mean, the thing is, depending on how old your marshmallow, now I'm going to use my fingers and I'm just going to pinch the ends to the point, okay? Now, the thing that happens, like depending on the marshmallows, when I was first making it, I would use mini marshmallow because that was I could get them. But here in Spain, I can't get mini marshmallows. So all I have is big regular size marshmallows. And so I'm using that. So you can make it with mini, which they melt easier. And thank you, Byron. Or you can also use the big ones, and I've used those. Okay, so this is a flower former or flower cup. So you can get these online or at the craft stores. And now we have to make another one. So I'm just going to repeat the same thing. Guys, if you have any questions, you can. Oh, Nicole made it and it is so good. Yes.
Yeah, this is true. The little things make a big difference.
So I made this yellow fondant mixed with Tylose yesterday, and I can feel that it's already more resistant. So I would recommend using it up as quickly as possible. Because Tylose really does work. And I'm just bringing and making a crease here. And all these tools that I'm using today, along with the fondant tools, I didn't include flower formers. Those are included in my Amazon shop. You can, and I also link to the recipe, direct link to the recipe. You can find in my coffee shop. It's a free supply list. Basically, that's a PDF with pictures, and you can click on each picture, and it will take you to that page where you can get it. Now I'm going to. Oh, I forgot my water. Oh, okay.
You have to go get it?
Yeah, I have some alcohol here, so I guess I'm just going to use that
Okay.
instead of water. If I can, okay, let's see. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, I've always used the store-bought fondant, and it's not, tastes fine, but I don't think it's anything like marshmallow fondant.
I mean, I have used satin ice, which is great, but I have never covered a cake with. So what I like to do, I like to place it on the top first, and then I'm going to turn it so the petals are not overlap. You don't want to stack. You don't want to place it on the top like that. You want them to be staggered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then whoops. And then I'm going to lift it up because I find it's easier for me to do it this way. And I had my brush lightly dampened with alcohol. You can use water or edible glue for that matter. Okay. Now we have to do the third one. Yes. Yes, I think you just have to give it a try. Maybe try with a small batch. Like I actually, for some of the cakes I made triple packed batch because, like, let's say I was making a 3-tier cake and it was all one color. So when you're coloring your own fondant, it's crucial that you color it all at once because once it's colored and you run out, boy, I don't think you can match the color ever.
Yeah.
It's pretty impossible to match the color. And with marshmallow fondant, you can color melted marshmallows. I find that's the easiest way to color. But sometimes it's not, something, let's say you can do if you already made your white marshmallow fondant, so you have to use that. But if you are making a big batch of, I don't know, purple fondant, I would add it to my melted marshmallows, and it just takes color much better. And the marshmallows, it also kind of like activates the pigment, so it works better. Now the same thing, I'm going to align it.
So if you were adding your color to the marshmallow, would you add more than what you want it to be darker at that point than what you need, right? Because then you're adding powdered sugar to the marshmallow.
Yes, you would add probably more, but I mean the idea is to at least get the color started, and then if you need to make it darker, obviously you can only make it lighter with more white fondant. So now I'm going to use my tool. I'm going to just push it down a little bit, and now we're going to make a center. So to make a center, I'm going to use a tool that many of you recognize. A sieve, and also I have brown icing. Oh, and this not icing, fondant. I always work with icing, so fondant is not something that I work with that often. Like I said, we see what's happening. I made this yesterday, and it's already starting to crack. So to amend this, you can use actually food grade glycerin, which is great for fondant. If your fondant becomes too hard, or you can also microwave it for a little bit.
Did you put any cocoa powder in there, or is that just food coloring?
This is actually red and green together.
Oh.
I find that years ago I was making a fish cake and I needed to make a board, cake board, and I wanted to make it brown with like wood grain texture or something. And I didn't have any fondant left. All I had was red and green, and I didn't even think that I could make brown. I was looking at the color wheel or whatever, and then it's like, oh, you can use green and red. So I did, and I think it produced better brown than I actually expected. So I often, even with my royal icing, will make brown with red and green because I can control more how it comes out. So if you have a brown strand or food coloring and you're making royal icing and you don't like how it comes out, you can kind of maybe add a little green to it or red, depending on the shade you're looking for. So now I'm just gonna roll it out, and to make my center same, I'm going to, now if you're making a lot of these flowers, this is a small cutter. I love this set. This is a cutter from Atico set, geometric set. It has different shapes. So you would cut out more rounds and then shape it into a ball. That way you have your centers are same size.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you're about to do with the sieve.
So I'm just going to, so we're just going to texturize it basically. So I'm going to use your little ball. It should be smooth like that. And then I'm going to, hold on. Can you see? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be steady here. It's not very sharp, is it? It looks odd. So I'm just pressing it in, flattening it a little bit, and then removing it. And just like there's a little gap here. I'm gonna fix it. Can you see the texture?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have a sieve, you could use a toothpick and just poke like holes in it. That would also work. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside. And before we move on, I'm going to also use some dry dust. So today I'm using, this is orange color dust from Wilton. It's also listed in my coffee shop. Yes, I do have actually, Mommy, I do have a recipe on haniela.com for royal icing that is made with fresh egg whites. So if you look up just royal icing Hanielas, I have a lot of recipes for royal icing on my blog, but one blog post includes 3 recipes using different egg white ingredient: meringue powder, pasteurized egg white, and also fresh egg whites. Okay. Oh, you thought I'm gonna do push fondant to make little tubes.
I kind of thought that too.
Little tubes. What do you mean?
Like if you push it all the way through, like, and it becomes spaghetti.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Well, you could push it more, obviously, to have more of a texture. But this is the texture I got. So this is orange powder. It's usually used to just get some shading going on flowers or gum paste decorations and such. I'm going to do this on the side because I don't want to accidentally spill this all over the surface. Now, if you're making a lot of the flowers, I would probably put this in, like Amber did, in a little palette. It's just easier to manipulate. Like I'm using this fluffy brush. This is also a brush from Wilton. I love this set, and you have this set as well.
Yeah.
I have like 3 sets of this. This is, I think, one of my favorite sets for the cookie decorating and decorating in general. So I'm using this one. I'm just going to carefully, let's see that I'm giving a little shake because I don't want to get an excess on it. Okay. And I think I did get excess. Let me just shake it a little more. And I'm gonna go in the center here. I'm just going to in the center, I'm doing it more. I'm actually touching the surface now. Towards the petals, I'm just very lightly dusting it. to give it some color. Okay, now to remove the excess, I'm not gonna blow on it, especially not now. So I have this is a cookie decorating bottle. So you can simply just introduce some air to it and it's going to fly away. Now another powder I'm using, this is a Roxy Rich Cappuccino. In my coffee shop supply list, I listed a latte. Now cappuccino and latte, it's kind of so I felt like I couldn't find cappuccino exactly the same powder. So basically it's a brown, also petal dust or color dust, depending on the brand. It's pretty much what Amber used on her sunflowers, but a different brand. Okay, so now I'm going to, we are pretty much doing the same thing when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like the orange, I'm introducing orange around, and now I'm just going to use a little brown, just because you see this is my center. So I'm just going to do it around where the center is gonna be. Just a little bit, not too much, just a little color there. You don't want to go too heavy. And now we can actually glue this on. So here's my little bit of alcohol. Now I think I could have flattened this a little more. So let me just, we're gonna do it.
What would you use this for?
Yes, this would be great on a cupcake or a cookie or a petit four.
Or make a bunch of them and put them on a cake?
On a cake, yes. So let me do it again. I'm gonna flatten it a bit more. Yes, it was a little too small. And you don't want to overdo it with liquid, so be kind of mindful of that. Now the last step in these, I'm going to use, this is a product, Gold Sparkle Edible Luster Dust by, and I actually, the way it was labeled, I ripped it off, Sugar Flare. You can't really see it. And I was so bummed. I bought this and I came home and I realized the bottle was like half empty. So I was really like upset.
Oh.
The other ones were full. I'm like, oh, you know, and this stuff is very lustrous. It's much more lustrous than any kind of dry form luster dust that I use. So I found a product from, I believe in the coffee shop. I think it's the, it may be Roxy and Rich, which looks very, very similar to this product, which gave really nice results, this stuff. So I'm just gonna, I don't know if you can see, but you can also use this, Amber uses this as well with alcohol. See how shiny that is?
Yeah, it's really nice.
I'm just going to add some here. See how shiny that is? In the center, I'm concentrating in the center.
So cool.
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm concentrating in the center here, but I'm also going to touch some of the petals just very lightly.
That looks really nice.
And you want to maybe touch some of the underneath so you get like nice coverage. Okay. And then basically this former, what it does, you see how it's curved? So over time, like let's say I would let this dry for several hours, it's going to give your flower a bit of a shape. Now, if you don't want that, you can just lay them flat and dry them. If you want to speed the process of drying, you can lay them on a splatter guard. It's a similar, it's very much the similar material, but it's flat. You know, the for the grease when you're doing the, I don't know, fries.
Yeah.
So you can use that because what it does, the air circulates, right? And it's open from the bottom and like everywhere. So it's going to dry quicker, okay? So here are the finished ones, and this one I made yesterday. You can see it's not it's not rock hard. It's still like you could eat it. It's not like a gum paste flour, so but it just dries faster. That's one disadvantage of marshmallow fondant. It takes days to dry. Like if you buy satin ice, it dries fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So
It's just, yeah,
yes.
it's so pretty.
I do have one more thing I wanted to show you because we have butterfly. I made butterflies, but I don't know if do I have time to make those? I think I have a couple minutes. So that's going to be. Okay, let me just.
Thanks, Kim. Kim says we look like twins with our hair.
Oh, thank you.
I got mine cut a couple months ago.
I got my cut for the new year, like after years.
Yeah.
So like new year, new haircut, right? So here it is. All right, so now I don't know if you guys know about realizing butterflies, but I love making them. I absolutely love making them. And if you're struggling finding any templates for realizing butterflies, I have a detailed tutorial on my blog how to make them. And if you don't feel like looking that up, you can just use a small cutter like this and trace it on a piece of paper and use that to make your realizing butterfly. Now I'm using blue for obvious reasons, and black and white. Okay, and like amber, all of these are. Can you see butterfly? Okay, let me see. Okay. Yes, I might actually put them on a cake, Julie. I just have to make a couple more. I only have like several of these, and they are quite nice. What's your favorite while I'm working on this favorite thing? Like my favorite, like how I mean the gold really like brought it to life for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I really like, the gold part.
Your favorite thing about the flower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the gold because that really added like more dimension to it.
Yes. That's what I think as well. All right, so let me put this aside. And now I'm gonna start. This is also separated.
Camille's asking where you got the butterfly cutter.
Oh, this is R&M International. My friend used to work there, so she would give me hundreds of cutters.
Wow, that's fun.
When they were, yeah. So let me just, I'm gonna just do one so you can see. I can't really see very well. Here, it's so dark. So I'm using light shade blue. Now I'm gonna come in with darker shade blue. And this is actually royal blue that I used for this project.
Is that Chef Master or Americolor?
This is emery color. Oh, and my black, of course, it's crusted. Okay. Now the black. And these are all 15 to, oh, where is my scribe? Okay.
Do you have instructions for these projects? The butterfly and the sunflowers?
Sunflowers, I don't have that ready yet, but butterflies, I have detailed tutorial with the video also on my blog and also YouTube. And there are different designs, and there is also a number of templates you guys can use.
So that's at hanielas.com, and the website is on the screen.
Yes. So now I'm just gonna drag the black into the colored part. I'm wiping my tool into a paper towel. Okay. And now we're gonna add white dots at the very end. I know it's probably hard to see.
And we can see.
So that's how you would. I normally do top wings, and I let it craft. Now these are quite small, so like 10, 15 minutes, and then you do the bottom. Okay, so I've got some here that I did. This is the but the top one, and then I already, let me get a nice one. And I already did the bottom ones as well. So these have to dry, and then you can use them. Now, my idea was to add them to my sunflowers. So let's see, hopefully it's dry. I made these a couple hours ago. I put them in the oven at low heat to speed up the drying. So what you do, you peel them off. Oh, it's breaking. It can. Oh no, it survived. Okay, I thought it was breaking.
They're so pretty.
So what you do, thank you. So what you do, oh, it broke. Let's see, it's not like it should really dry overnight. It didn't have
Yeah.
time. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna try another one. Because
Yeah, they're
light
so
sometimes
fragile.
that gives you trouble drying. So let's see. Hopefully this one is going to be better. Behave, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there. All right. So I got it out. So the idea was to, you could also use wafer butterflies if you have nice wafer butterflies. I have those as well. So the idea is to maybe put it on there, but I don't know. I feel like it's hiding the flower. What do you guys think?
I would put it on, like if I were making a cake or something, I would probably put it on some of them
Some of
and
them. Yeah,
leave some flowers.
I'm gonna try to put it on a pebble just because we are doing. Okay, let's see. We have 3 more minutes. Oh, well, I think maybe you are too critical, Tim.
I bet
mean,
that's
Yeah,
the
I
case.
think you're just being maybe too critical of yourself. So if you want to shape butterflies, so like they are flying, you need to have a shaper. So what you do, you get a cardstock, you fold it in half, you create like a zigzag thing, and then you spread it on your table or a tray, and then what you do basically do, you pipe the body. Now this is not the nicest body on the butterfly, but it will do. And then you place it on there, kind of place it on there, and then I'm gonna do another one. Like I'll just, this is the head. And then you shape it like this. You put it on your tray, and then the body dries, and it holds the wing in an angle you want. Okay, so let's say I don't have the card stock here, but I'm just going to, let's say I want to put it like this, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot to do the card stock. I forgot to prepare my card stock, so you could use anything or cardboard or whatever you have on hand to shape it. Now, in this case, I don't really have much time to shape it, but you get the idea. So once it's shaped, you can use a little bit of icing and just glue it on like that. So it like sit on the flower. I don't know if I would put it on in the center, but maybe on a pebble, it's better.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So it's not covering up the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's my project for today.
Beautiful.
I got all my sunflowers here, and there's another one. And again, I wanna. Do you have your cookies close by? Maybe just like let's see if I can do this. All right. So today, guys, we are joining bakers all around the world. The collaboration starts March. It's March 5th and March 6th. And you can also check out the accounts on Instagram. Where is the picture? Here it is. If you would like to support the cause and help Ukraine, here it is. Let me take off the better here. Where's my there? So there. And these accounts are on Instagram: Corinne's Cakes, My Kitchen Area, Sasha's Cake, Chicago, and I can pronounce that. Una More Patisserie.
Yep.
They all are running different fundraisers, so you can check those out. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody.
So we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. The consistency for the butterfly, it was 15 seconds. Now for the small butterflies, you can use 20 seconds, but bigger you go, if you're doing a lot of maneuvering with the scribe, if you're creating different feathering details or something like that, it's better to have more fluid icing for that. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you on Tuesday. Mar and I will be back. Don't forget to tune in. Bye, guys.
Bye.